And I am back. We are back. Hopefully it was not too aggravating to stop one video and jump over to another. Though I guess that's kind of always how it feels, so I don't know. I don't know. Thanks for bearing with me, I guess, to the degree that you are aware that you were bearing with me. Okay. So what I like to do on an ice cream cone is kind of make a sphere and then break it apart, because that to me kind of looks more like a realistic ice cream scoop, because they're never perfectly round. Though I would like to, every time I teach ice cream cones or do a video with an a la mode or whatever in it, I would like to stress that if you want to make a perfectly smooth ice cream cone, because your vision is something sort of modern art-ish, I love that for you. I am not going to look at somebody else's ice cream scoop and be like, oh, you didn't like make it as lifelike as mine. Never, never, I promise. So we're kind of gluing and crunching a little bit. Burp, burp. She looks good. And I've got such tiny, tiny little bits of foam. I like to kind of put those along the ridges. Kind of makes a little like lip. So everywhere it's kind of like a little bit broken apart, I kind of fill in these little crumbs. So we really do not waste much. We really get a lot of mileage out of our foam. I like about the ice cream cones that the places where they're flawed are the places where they look more real. So that's not perfectly sphere, but it looks pretty good. And once it has like whipped cream, and I'll continue to fiddle with her, of course. But let me get her friends. So this one, oops, this one is, you know, I'm still a little on the fence about how I feel about her. But let me kind of fill her foam in a little bit. I'm going to make her work one way or another. I'm going to get that where I want it to go. Well, let me hear. This one looks really good, but we're still working on her. Oh, you know who needs a full scoop? Is this girl. Whew. I know I am all over the place, y'all, and I appreciate you bearing with me, because it's been a week. Why are you sitting up? Like, she's not sitting right. But she had a little piece of foam sticking to her on the bottom. All right. Okay. Dig in our little scrap pile, see what we got. Plenty of scraps to work with. Hey, come back here. I keep my little foam scraps in a little, you know, cardboard, not cardboard, craft paper. Just so they're all together, you know. And that way, as I'm working, if like I have scraps, I can just chuck them into the bag until I need some more. I think she'll probably just be one scoop, so I'm going to keep that in mind as I shape her. Woo! And they'll all get plenty of like whipped cream and chocolate syrup and candy. We're going to get to that, and it's going to be lots of fun. Playing with like those little embellishments. That part really feels like dessert in more ways than one. And making the little drips. Those little sweet details, really. So what I'm doing while I'm shaping her scoop is pretty shaped. She's got a few little spots where I'll put a few little little bits. But while I'm shaping her, as I get small pieces, I kind of scrunch them and make my little lip all the way around. So they're just kind of really roughly little rectangles that then I smush so that they're strong. And I just put them all the way around. Making that lip all the way around is what really makes an ice cream scoop look like an ice cream scoop, in my humble opinion. Looks good. So I have kind of bigger, smoother, more angled pieces that I'm using to shape the scoop. I feel like I'm going through glue sticks. Ice cream scoops are glue hogs. Just dropping things. Oof. So kind of carefully making that roughly spherical shape and kind of filling in the holes as we find them. Oh yeah, you look good. And the nice thing is the sort of, oh, I want you to bow out just a little bit more. Let's just stretch you out a little bit more, a little bit rounded. It was kind of coming in a little too much and I want it to be nice and full. So I'm just going to stretch it a little. The nice thing about the ice cream cones is that the glue and the foam, once it's glittered, it all kind of blends together. So you don't have to worry too much about, like, you can and should be pretty generous with your hot glue. Just want that to fold out a little. Okay, that's looking good. So yeah, you can be pretty generous with your hot glue, knowing that it's all going to get covered up. It's all going to come out in the wash. And by the wash, I mean glitter, which is the best way for things to come out. Yeah, so we're doing a lot of like building stuff right now. And then we'll paint and we'll glitter. We'll get all our bases covered, and then we can just have pure blissful fun times where we play with fake candy and fake sprinkles, and we do little frosting stuff. That is going to be so fun, and looking forward to it is going to keep me motivated. And along the way, we will work on some berries. So our berry baskets will one day be filled. I'm not going to pressure myself on a particular timeline on the berry baskets because it takes a lot to fill those baskets. And I have a lot of basket plans. So, you know, we're going to take things as they come, basket-wise. That's looking really good. See how that little border of the little kind of squarish bits really makes it look like an ice cream? That, I think, is one of my favorite little tricks. Okay. In she goes. She's pretty close to done. Depending on how and you know, if it's not looking the way I want it, I can break it and reshape it. Like I'm gonna do there. Okay. She's pretty close to done. I might continue to fill in some little crumbs before I glitter her. I think, I decided this cake was going to be a chantilly cake. So I need to decide kind of what the vibe of the ice cream would be. I have a strawberry. I'm going to do a strawberry and French vanilla scoop. She's already strawberry, and then this is going to be French vanilla, and she'll be all pinks and yellows. And I don't know if I'm going to do anything in here yet, if I'm going to put any fruit on her or what. But she's got her frosting, her birthday candles. I need to do these yellow, and I will. And I want to put a little bit of trim on her, a little gold trim. But yeah, plenty of work still to do on her, but she's looking cute. Good. And then she is going to be, I think, a chantilly cake. Going to put some strawberries and blueberries on her, and that'll be good because it'll motivate me to work on berries without like stressing myself over the prospect of doing like 100 berries. So she's going to be like a chantilly cake, and she'll have some little frosting flowers and some fruit up here. And I don't know what color I want her ice cream scoop to be yet. I just don't know. Nothing is calling me quite yet in terms of that. So we'll see what calls me. But her scoop is basically shaped at this point, and I think the silhouette is good. I think the silhouette is pretty good. Once she gets frosted, she'll be very beautiful. But yeah, her silhouette looks good. I'm happy with her silhouette. Just need to make some color choices, and we aren't quite there quite yet, so that's okay. I don't have all the answers all the time, and I can be patient with myself on that. I can try anyway. All right, what time is it? 4:11. Beautiful. But yeah, but you can see I made the scoop, and then I put that border around the bottom of the little kind of cubey pieces, and that really looks like an ice cream cone. Slice of cake, ice cream cone, waffle cone. She's going to get drips. She's going to get sprinkles. She's going to get fruit. She's going to be really, really beautiful, and we're going to give her to someone on the route who has a sign that says it's their birthday, because that is a fun time. I love throwing my ring shoes to people with like just married stuff or just engaged, and I love throwing some birthday cakes to birthday boys, girls, and they, thems. All right. Okay, so yeah, we've got all of her structural stuff is done, not counting her frosting. Most of her structural stuff is done, but I'm still building this second. Good progress. And then I just need to kind of, I'm not wild about the blue on her is part of my dilemma. We got at the shop these little foam roses that are going to be really cute. They look like frosting. So maybe if I put a bunch of those and some candles, I mean, she'll be cute. I'm just not like wild about her yet. I'll frost some little leaves. I don't know yet. I don't know. I have not decided what her destiny is quite yet. I could probably cut the frosting off and put something else, but I've already kind of committed to the rainbow cake, so I don't know. I'm going to think about her, but I'm not married to anything yet. So we might set her aside and marinate on her a little longer. That is a thing we are allowed to do. But I really like these little foam roses. They really look like they're made out of frosting. And I'll show you guys when we get to the frosting portion how I use the fake frosting that we carry at the glitter store. And that'll be a fun time. So let's see. Let me work a little bit more on her, because she could use a little bit more kind of shaping. Sometimes it takes a little while. Sometimes it's darkest before the dawn. But once everything is all filled in, come here. Once everything is all filled in, and glittered and everything. She's going to be great. I think what I want to do on her, is rainbow sherbet up here. And then I need to decide, maybe she's going to be rainbow sherbet too. Maybe I'm going to tie-dye her. That'd be fun. If the cone was rainbow sherbet and the shoe was rainbow sherbet, it'd be ambitious, but ambitious isn't necessarily a bad thing. That's kind of where I'm leaning on her. Because since she doesn't have cake on the front, she's got a little space to be a little more unique in her scoop. Because I don't really know what kind of cake would go with a rainbow sherbet scoop. I could try to do a neon cake, but I'm just not sure it would read. That might be biting off a little more than even I can chew, and y'all know I'm a chewer when it comes to glitter, if you will. Sorry, I got quiet for a moment because I was focused. But she's going to be, I think, a rainbow sherbet scoop in a cake cone. And then I think the shoe itself might also be neon. And we'll see how that feels. Because, you know, if I put it together and I'm like, oh, that's not how I envisioned that, it's not a problem to regroup, revise, redo, tweak things. It is a forgiving medium. We aren't on any specific deadline. I mean, technically the parade comes around, of course, so we are on a deadline in that sense. But Mardi Gras comes around every year, so if no one given shoe is on a deadline. So if you're working on a shoe and it's not coming together, you can set it aside and give yourself a chance to kind of catch up to where that shoe needs you to be. Okay, this scoop is very lumpy bumpy, but that's okay. It's gonna have plenty of crevices to catch all the fun neon colors. And we'll put some fun candies on her. We'll put some little fake gummy bears probably and stuff like that. Oh, we've got those cute mini macarons at the shop. I wonder if one of these would be cute with some little tiny macarons. So I don't really, you know, personally top ice cream with macarons, but that would be pretty fancy. Okay, all right. Okay. We're getting there, slowly but surely. I almost said surely but surely, but you know, sometimes I'll be like, no, thank you, but thank you. And I already said thank you, but for some reason I want to like re-emphasize it. So slowly but surely. Emphasizing the surely part of the slowly but surely. All right. So I squish my little bit. Nice. Whew. Yeah, these summer sweets are definitely a lot of building. A lot of gluing and cutting and sculpting and more gluing. But they're going to be very, very pretty and fun when they're all put together. Okay. That's looking pretty good. I might let the hot glue firm up and then sculpt her a little bit, like with my scissors. Yeah. So you can see she's coming along. She is not all the way there yet. We are getting there. All right. Ooh. Nice. Yeah, this ice cream cone was particularly chunky and irregular. That's all right. It's all gonna look great once it's glittered. That's kind of the magic of these foam ice cream cones. No matter how busted apart they look when you're in the foam stage, that glitter stage really does some magic. I keep saying I'm almost at a stopping point. Then I want to do a little more, a little more, a little more. And she's got one coat of snickerdoodle on the cone, but she needs another one. And so she will get it, not today, because today was just more of a building day. We didn't touch a ton of glitter today. Some days, I guess you don't. We've been doing a lot of our structural stuff. And the foam stuff is messy. I know that glitter is not exactly a tidy activity, but the foam is messy. I get little bits of foam everywhere, and they're fluffy, so it's hard to clean them. Okay. She looks good. She looks a little bit more rough than some of the others, but she's looking good. And I'll let her firm up a little bit and kind of sculpt her down a bit. You know, I'll take my scissors and kind of cut her a little bit rounder. But yeah, she's looking good. Ooh, glue hogs. Ice cream cones are glue hogs. That's all right. All right. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to sculpt her together a little bit. Once she kind of firms up a bit, I'm going to shape her a little. I'll save that till next time so y'all can kind of see what that looks like. But it's going to kind of involve, I shouldn't do it while the glue is wet. And by wet, I mean hot still, but you know. But yeah, I'll shape her a bit more. And she's going to be really cute. Rainbow sherbet, rainbow tie-dye. Or maybe I could do rainbow sherbet and then do the neon colors on her. That would be very cute. So what I'm going to do is unplug my hot glue gun because I'm done hot gluing for the moment. If I don't unplug my hot glue gun, I'm going to continue to tinker, tinker, tinker. But I want to do another coat of baklava on my bagels. And this kit will be up pretty soon, the Everything Bagel Kit, which I'm delighted to say comes with the mix of everything seasoning rhinestones. I love that mix so much. That was a really wacky idea I had that I really just leaned in pretty hard on in terms of like finding all the rhinestones that correspond to, you know, these are shaped like sesame seeds, and these are little squares of onion, and these are like poppy seeds and salt. So the Everything Bagel rhinestone mix is one of my prides and joys. I'm very proud of that. That was, you know, these are just the things that we have at Craft Culture that nobody else has, because not because we're like better than anybody else, but because we love a niche. We are the weirdos, mister, if you will. Okay. All right. So I put some baklava on my bagel. We'll come back to her. I do need to make a table shoe to put my bagel on. I've got some table options. We'll see. I'm gonna think about that. A little bit. I have a bunch of tables that I'm doing in Ice Baby Blue to do the cocktail party set, because I want to make a couple of those. I started doing them in the avocado green, but then I got this trim that's really cute and really retro, and I think it goes better with Ice Baby Blue. So I want to do these. I want to do all these chunky, I love a chunky table for the crawfish boil. I want to do these chunky shoes. In ice. All of them I want to do in Ice Baby Blue. And then I'll make some cocktail party, some retro cocktail party with the weird little gelatins and the drinks and stuff. But I also have a bunch of boots that I want to do in Ice Baby Blue. So we're gonna have a session where we just have put Ice Baby Blue on a whole bunch of things. But these girls are gonna need some paint. This girl still, so let's see. Let's review. Let me see. Okay. That's not bone dry, but it's pretty close. Oh, which reminds me. Here it is. So before I review, I said let's review, and then remembered one more thing I needed to do. Crap. So this one, it's hard to see, but I kind of smudged the swirly on the S. So I waited for her to be dry, but not like bone dry. She still had a little bit of stretch in her, and I peeled her off. So now I'm just fixing it with a little more silver paint and a little more silver glitter. Easy fix, no big deal. Okay. Whew. So I've got excuse you, a little sponge glued itself to the, not glued itself, I'm victim blaming. There was a little piece of sponge glued to the paper, and when I tried to pour the glitter, it got stuck in there. Anyway, so that is fixed now. Looks good. This is almost dry, but not like, not ready to go in the bag dry. So next time I will put these two girls in the bag. I got these two girls already bagged, 24 and 25. This is 26 and 27. And then, okay. So let's review. We've got 1, 2, 2.5. She still needs her snowball. I'm going to do these. I'm going to glitter the snowball. This one I'm going to put the snowball in. I'm going to do crystal mix, and then I'm going to alcohol ink it. I'll show y'all what that looks like. And that's a good anticipator because the alcohol ink kit will be back in stock soon. So I've got my 3 snowballs, kind of 2.5 snowballs. She still needs her foam. And then I've also got this 2-scoop slice of cake ice cream cone. This one's going to be my chantilly. Today we built the cake layers and we built that. That's going to be my chantilly cake, probably. You know, we'll play it by ear. And then I've got a scoop of ice cream in a cake cone with no cake. And then I'm also just kind of sitting, I'm kind of deciding what's going to happen here. I'm just not sure yet. I think I'm going to paint this This rosé pink, I'm going to paint it white and kind of see how I feel. Because, like, I do think that's harshing the overall aesthetic. But, yeah. So I'm working on that one. I'm not 100% sure about her quite yet. I don't want to break her down. I don't want to, like, redo her. But I need to kind of think about her. But anyway, so that's 3 snowballs. 2 ice cream cones with slice of cake. Technically 3, but we're on the fence about that 3rd one. And then 1 ice cream cone, cake cone. All right, so we are doing great. I know it kind of feels like, oh, gluing more foam on. I know it kind of feels that way, but this is the process. And so thank you all for joining me for the process. This is what goes into them. We will continue to work on them. We will continue to make progress on them, and we will work on our berries as well. Coming up, I'm trying to do these cocktail party tables. I don't know if I'm going to do those as they're not really part of the shoe marathon, but maybe, I don't know. So I don't know for sure that that's going to be part of the shoe marathon. But then one of the upcoming things I want to do for the shoe marathon is I want to do some bead fence boots. So I'm going to do these boots in like French Quarter colors. So that's where the Ice Baby blue comes in. I like that as like a French Quarter kind of teal. I usually do that in like rosé or maybe millennial pink or maybe like Denise's blush. But I have a bunch of boots that I've kind of saved up that are good for that bead fence. That is a design that I did at Jazz Fest. So if you took a peek at my Jazz Fest roundup, that's kind of what I'm planning to do. But that's a little ways down the road because right now we're pretty occupied with our sweet treats and our berry baskets. So that's kind of where we're at the moment. But anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me. I know I broke this one into 2 sessions, so hopefully that doesn't aggravate anybody too much, but you gotta do what you gotta do. When you're on call, you're on call. And I will see you guys soon. I hope everyone has a lovely Independence Day weekend and whatnot.